Good afternoon. I hope this is going live. I hope that I can be heard. Yeah, lots of hope there. Some really interesting energy. I'm actually late, which I do punctuality, so that's a bit annoying. But I'm late because the connection that I'm using has suggested that I need to do certain things first, like explain what this video is about. And feeding into that for the weekend ahead, there's almost a dictatorship of having to know what we're doing before we do it. And underneath it all, what I can really sense for this weekend is a feeling of letting go of that. Where is that dictatorship coming from? Where is this need to know everything before we do something actually coming from this weekend? There's a lot. So there's no names at the moment, so I'm just going to go with whatever's coming through. There's a lot going on at the moment. There's a lot of rabbit holes. There's a lot of energy that we can be drawn into, and having no judgment with that, trusting that we are being drawn into, or our awareness is being drawn into certain aspects of our collective for a reason. You know, there may be things there that are coming up for us that we are being encouraged to look at. That could be something as simple as knowing when to step back or knowing when to get involved. Whatever those lessons may be, this weekend in particular, they are being invited within us for a reason. That being said, we get to choose what we focus on and what we don't focus on. And if you take anything from this live for however long it will be, that's going to be the ultimate message leading into the 1010 portal at least. I haven't looked into the astrology for this month, but there's some very energies out there, some very interesting energies out there. There's a lot of old coming up. So an example, I went to share this video and the only links that it would let me share were old links that are no longer relevant, old ways to connect that are no longer relevant, old ways to share my services that are no longer available. And sensing into that, over this weekend, there are going to be some temptations to go back to how things were. And again, there's no judgment there. It can be a lot easier to go back into what we know, back into what we're comfortable with. But as we lead into the 1010 portal, there is that encouragement to perhaps not stretch beyond our comfort zone, but become more aware of what our comfort zone actually is, to become more aware of what we're capable of as a result. I was feeling into the cards. Again, there's no one here at the moment, so I'm going to keep going. I was feeling into the cards to use today, and the truth of the matter is it didn't feel as if there was anything out there that could match the energy trying to come through, that could make sense of the energy trying to come through. And that's not a disrespect to any of the tools that are out there, but more a yearning within me for a different kind of connection. And we may feel that over the weekends, and what's coming up there is an opportunity to perhaps develop that connection. So it's the age-old saying, find a need, fill a need. If you're finding areas in your life that may be lacking or frustrating, you may be finding them frustrating because they're calling that part out within you. Something I've noticed over the last week or so is, you know, the importance of witnessing, the importance of observation has always been there. And I guess I've kind of been blessed in midwifery, knowing that the last thing you need when you're trying to deliver a change or a new life or a new way of being is a midwife or a witness or a support energy that flaps more than you do. So I'm kind of lucky. I recognize the importance of observation and witnessing. However, even for me, that's taking on a new level, and that's been taking on a new level this week in regards to hope, particularly with everything that's going on right now. It isn't easy to maintain that hope, and it isn't about judgment here. It isn't about looking at where we could have perhaps been more positive or gone into our feelings more or held space better. It's just an opportunity to become more aware of where our potential may not be tapped into, where we may not be reaching that, not from a place of not being good enough, but an opportunity to expand our abilities, not for anyone else per se, but for ourselves to recognize what we're actually capable of. So this week there's been a lot coming up for me in regards to needing to question rather than to take things at face value, myself included, needing to really feel and listen into what is going on and question that. Sometimes, you know, whether it's the tarot or whether it's videos that we watch or people that we listen to or stories that we may watch, it can be easier to find something that agrees with us, right? Find an opinion that agrees with us so that we don't have to think outside the box, so that we can be more comfortable with that. But this weekend, it feels in particular to be really discerning in what it is we are connecting to, not externally, but within us. Are we placating something that doesn't quite feel right rather than seek additional information? And this week, there is an opportunity for that. Looking at the information that we're seeking and what it is they are supporting within us, and whether or not that's supporting us to the dreaded grow word, or whether that's supporting us to maintain where we are and where we may feel we need to do that. So there aren't any comments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a couple of cards or a card or something for this weekend and just see what is going on. And the reason I can feel that I'm doing that is we all have our crutches in those moments of being unknown. Okay, so let's feel into that. In those moments of being unknown, we all reach out, don't we, for information to what? Fill the gaps, to fill the uncertainty of what we're not quite sure we're going to talk about, right? Turned up live, no one's turned up, not quite sure what I'm going to talk about. So let's feel into the discomfort of being uncertain this weekend. If we can go through that, if we can hold space for the silences, connecting to the energy this morning, yes, there's a lot of up and down, there's a lot of huge changes collectively, but also individually. Obviously, I can't speak for other people, but even in my own life, there's a lot of changes going on. And there's a lot of up and down energy going beyond what we see, beyond what we know. This morning, feeling into that energy, there's a great potential to let go. There's a great potential to be held. There's a softness there. There's a strength there. There's a surrender there. And a recognition of what surrender actually means to us. When we say surrender, it can often come with a connotation of letting go or giving up or not knowing. When we surrender, we are having great faith and trust, not only in our ability to move with whatever is going on, but in the very energies we believe hold us, whether that's life, God, the tarot cards, whatever, your couples, your family, whatever that may be. When we're surrendering, we're not letting go, we're actually receiving what we know. It just doesn't always feel like that, right? Especially in a world that wants quick, fast answers. Okay, so now it feels important to acknowledge why we want the answers and then to ask them this weekend so that we know where we're asking from. So feeding into that beautiful calm energy that is available. Anything that we need to know this weekend. Okay, so we have the Two of Cups and the Three of Swords, and I could really feel into that today, actually. Befriending our pain, befriending our heartache, and recognizing that a lot of the pain comes from trying to not be in pain. A lot of the, understandably, a lot of the pain comes from separating from our body and what we're feeling. And this weekend, it's a beautiful opportunity to actually feel into what that is so that we can work with ourselves, not against ourselves. There's been a few things the last few days that have actually taken my breath away so much I found it quite difficult to talk. And surprise, surprise, but that's actually been okay to sit with that pain in my chest and to be with that. Yes, I'm aware of all the stories that have come up. Yes, I'm aware of all the past things that have been triggered and what is rising. But in that space of just connecting to the feeling, it moves and it shifts. And it can feel very, very difficult to do that. If only we could see how much harder we are making things by not doing that. We'd recognize that going back to feeling is a very natural response for us. So this weekend, what can you do to ensure you feel safe enough to do that? So that whatever you are trying to work through, to whatever name you want to give it, heal, to understand, can just literally move through you, and you can witness that process. By witnessing yourself from a different perspective, you get to learn so much about who you are. And this weekend, I'm going to leave it at that because nobody has actually turned up. So this weekend, that is the advice. Not by stepping back. It's not about stepping out of the situation. Feeling and witnessing. Those Two of Cups. It is completely possible to be in this world, of this world, but not controlled by this world. I hear a lot of people say to be in this world, but not of it. And, you know, as the months and the years move on, that's not going to be an embodied way of connecting to our own spiritual path or our own creativity with who we are as a human. Feel it. Recognize that you can feel it bit by bit at a rate that's comfortable for you. Put that into something. Work with it. You know, I'm going to show you the Three of Swords. Underneath is the Hierophant, the keeper of the sacred. Our emotions are sacred. You know, whether we want to call them sacred rage or holy whatever, they are sacred because they're based on experiences and stories of our life. They don't need to be bigger than what they are, but we must learn how to work with them for the spiritual messengers that they are. The Three of Swords here, yes, it's heartbreak, but it's also an opportunity to heal that heartbreak. Not by taking away the situation, not by fixing it or making it any better. Connecting to it, working with it, being honest and authentic with where you find yourself, and for some that's going to be uncomfortable. Afternoon, Marie. I was just about to finish, so would you like a card? Let me know. If not, I'm going to close things down. It can be really uncomfortable to feel these things, so it is about ensuring you feel safe enough to do that, and to do that at a rate that's right for you. Just because I've said feel your emotions doesn't mean you have to go out and just release everything. No one knows you better than you know yourself, and no one knows what you're capable of better than yourself. So finding an environment that helps you feel safe enough to remember that is going to be pivotal this weekend in particular. I can't see any messages there, Marie, but I do apologise because my internet connection is so slow. It's why I've cancelled quite a few of the offerings in the evening. Just waiting to see if there is anything that you would like to be read on. And there's 2 viewers, so again, apologies if I can't quite see who you are, but if you would like any questions or any cards. Hi Liv, how are you? I hope you're well. Why not? Okay, Marie, so I'm going to play devil's advocate here, and I'm going to suggest, like the video said at the beginning, knowing why we're asking. Okay, so owning that. So respecting our connection and respecting what it is you're asking. Do you want a card or not? Do you want the answers, my friend, or not? Really feeling into that and a bit more behind it. Liv, I hope that you're well and that things are going great for you. And yeah, if you want a card, just let me know. But there is actually an energy here of really owning whether or not you want to know the answers. Hello Carol, long time no hear, see or read. I hope you're well. Liv, I'm regarding a new job journey, and I am regarding a new job journey as I'm not currently working. So you would like a card, Liv, on a new job journey? Okay. What I'm sensing here, Liv, is to feel into how you feel about not currently working. Genuinely how you feel about that, and how you can perhaps take that energy into working. Yes, please. Okay. There is a lightness there. Okay, there is a lightness there, and there is a fun there. Love a card, lovely. Yeah, now that's more like it, Marie. Be nice to have answers, so yes. Okay, and you can feel the shift in the energy when we say, yeah, okay, actually, this is what I would really like. I would like this. Okay, Liv, so your journey with work, what would you like? What would you like? Yeah, I really see getting clear, taking this energy and focusing it now, getting clear, writing down what does a good job look like to you. And it feels like something I can definitely take on board, and perhaps the rest of us here as well. What does a job that you want look like to you? What, you know, get really clear, the working hours, the environment, the role, the money. Okay. I thought so. So what I could hear is, it's yes, of course it's about work, but it's also about you recognizing your ability to manifest, because we can talk about our job, but our jobs, what they do is they bring out who we are, right? They bring out a deeper understanding of our energy here and how we work with the universe with that. So it's also about manifestation for you. So using this opportunity to, yes, look at getting a job, but recognizing your connection to the universe as well, because you have the Ace of Pentacles and the King of Wands. What I would suggest, Liv, for your job journey, and my right ear is really starting to, almost like a naggy energy in my right ear. So what I would suggest is to go somewhere where you can connect to your own energy with the King of Wands, really standing in those actions, really standing in your own masculinity here, and taking one step, and that one step being, figure out what you want. Figure out what a good job looks like to you, and I mean be really quite clear, the hours, the money, write it down as a list and start to put it out there. It is a new step and a new way of you manifesting what you want, by recognizing your own power and your own ability to do it. It almost feels like you haven't been unknowingly guided to everything that you've got. You have actually achieved everything that you want, but it's almost like you're not the person that can see that. So by physically saying, this is what I want, and then you're going to build a far greater reputation for yourself and your ability to manifest. So yes, it's about work. Yes, there is a new beginning here. Yes, there is a new start here in the Ace of Pentacles. And yes, money is important, recognizing that as one of the values here as well. But also, what is abundance to you? What hours do you want to work? What sort of work do you want to do? Where do you want to work? How can you take the feeling of not working and put that into a job as well? Because it is about manifesting and having fun here too. I hope that makes sense. Liv, write that list. Write that list of what it is you actually want to manifest work-wise. So I'm going to move on to you, Marie. A different career path, maybe. Yes, Liv, absolutely. It's an Ace of Pentacles here. There is a different, a new beginning here when it comes to actions needed and career, and it's leadership roles. You have the King of Wands, so it's leadership roles there, really standing in your power, and your ability to act on that as well is going to be key. So if you feel perhaps a career path, what excites you, my love? We've always said this, but what excites you? It's not exciting you for no reason. Our work is who we are. Yeah, our biggest job here is to figure that out. So what excites you? And money can excite you. That's okay. I just want to add that money can excite you too. That can excite you too. That can be your driving force. Okay, so based around that, how much would you like to earn? What are the hours you're willing to do for that? Really owning that leadership way of your own energy. Okay, so Marie, be nice to have some answers. Yes. Well, you haven't on family. I was going to say you haven't given me a on family. And this is where I can, yeah. So again, with the ears, guys, oh my gosh, so much background noise and interference with the ears. Marie, yours is on the left side, and it is the maternal side, and oh, yeah, wanting to nurture everybody, mother everybody, right? Care for everybody in the way that you know best, and that is how you mother. Remember that we all receive nurture differently. Okay, so family for Marie. And it almost feels like that's all that's needed. I will pull a card, but that's all that's needed. We all receive nurture differently. It's not personal. It's not personal. Doesn't mean you change who you are as the maternal role. And I feel like a weight coming off my shoulders. My hip hurts, Marie. Be mindful of that, okay? You know that I don't give out medical advice, but just be mindful of the hip. And what I see is the carrying of the babies on the hip. Okay. So I did say it's not about changing who you are maternally. However, that doesn't mean we can't explore new ways of being in families. And it feels like there's an opportunity there to take on perhaps a different role within the family, more of an elder role within the family. And that does mean being more open to how things are done and learning from others also. So you have the Three of Wands at the bottom of the pack. There is an opportunity to move forward and perhaps move as well. However, it's not quite on the pipelines yet. It's weighing everything up. You have the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom, and yes, there are changes here, but it's about your ability to stand on top of these changes, your ability to have balance with these changes, to embrace the negative and the positive aspects of these changes, your own included. Okay, so yes, recognizing your strength, your foundation, but being open to learning more about yourself in the process of learning more about the family dynamics as a result. You're in pain every day. I feel that, Marie. Yeah, I feel that. Okay, so when we look at nurturing others or family with others, what is being shown here? Our ability to nurture ourselves also. How can you do that? How can you be dependable and really ground into your own actions here, so that less is more? That feels quite important. Less is more for you in regards to the family. And how do you feel about that? So at the beginning of the video there was a lot about surrender, and recognizing that surrender isn't about giving up. It's not about not knowing. It's about getting all the shit out of the way, okay, so that what you do know can come in, so that less is more. You won't need to prove. You won't need to keep doing so much. Really important that you take care of your own body here. And yes, of course, being the almost the paternal figure of the family as well, the person that's in charge of everything as well, and I can really feel that. But lightening it up a little bit. So okay, family here. There's a lot of confusion, Marie, between you and the roles of others in the family. There's a lot of things being taken on board that aren't perhaps yours to be taken on board, okay? And I respect that that can be frustrating. I respect that that can be painful at times to witness. However, we are all here to discover things about ourselves. We are all here to learn. And one of the things in the beginning of the video was to embrace the pain that you're feeling, to take some time with that and really feel into working with that. What is your body saying to you? What is this pain saying to you? You have the Ten of Cups here. There is a great opportunity to have that happy family, to have that joy and the color and beauty of it all, but recognizing that comes with a lot of different colors and a lot of different versions. So like Liv's was with the work, what is a happy family to you? What is it you're trying to achieve here? Feel into your body. Where is that yearning coming from? What do you need yourself to be the foundation of that? And then what can you call in to help you achieve that? Okay, I hope that helps. I'm in pain every day. Carol. Right, I feel like I want to put everything down for you and almost start again. So let's feel into this. My eyes are being drawn to a figurine that I have called the Heart Portal, Carol. Yeah, okay, so when there are times that it feels as if there isn't the information out there that does what you do justice, when there are not enough tarot cards out there, or not enough crystals out there, or not enough energies out there to express what you feel, it's because it's an opportunity for you to create it. Okay, so Heart Portal, I feel like I don't even want to use the cards for you, Carol. It's not that they're beneath you as such. It's almost like your energy is expanded and it needs more. This soul needs more now. Heart Portal, and I need to redefine that needing more doesn't mean that what you have isn't enough. We can be happy. We can be, it's not complacent, it's content. Recognize that doesn't mean we're being complacent. We can be content, but also be ready to experience more. Actually, when we're content, we're more open, beautifully and gently, to experience more. So a note for Liv and for Marie as well. When we're more content with what's going on, we allow space for more to come in. You know, we're not, got to change this, got to fix this. We can take a moment. We can pause. The card for you, Carol, is actually goes with a figurine, and it's the Heart Portal. And the card says, through the portal of an open heart, we enter sacred space where creativity flows. What is calling you? Listen to this silence. The door is always open, even if it's hard to find. Now, I want to show you the figurine that this came with. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah. allowing the heart to be open for you all. Carol, recognizing that a lot of the messages that are coming in are going to be for other people, but the advice is for you to embody their truth first so that you understand, and you can take the word medicine, but so that you can understand their medicine and then share it. Don't rush to share. Feel what is going on, and this goes for you, Liv, as well, and for you, Marie. Feel what is going on in regards to work and family and all the situations at the moment. Allow whatever is coming up to come up, for that to be pushed to one side and to be moved on from, and allow something new to come in, and then share that. See whatever is occurring for you all right now as an early gestation of something different. Take care of it. You know, when you're first pregnant or when you first get that idea, keep it to yourself, nurture it, take care of it, honor the sacredness of the ideas and the gifts that you're being given. Yes, there are different ways to do things, different ways to have families, different ways to work and get money, different ways to do spiritual minded stuff as well. So allowing yourself to be the portal, I'm going to bring it back to you, Carol, allowing yourself to be the portal, because it feels almost like you get these ideas and they get moved on to others straight away. So what is being gifted to you? Feeling into that, opening your heart and working with that. Yes, you may find that things are a little bit twiddly fingers, like what next? I want to do something else. So give yourself time and space. All of you, if you want something different, make room for it. Make room for it this weekend in what brings you joy, allowing your heart to be in that open energy to receive it. Whether that's being out in nature, whether that's doing something that you love, whether that's whatever that may be. Find that 10 of Cups for you all, so that you know, we talk about portals, but so that you become the portal that you are, allowing this to come through. Thank you so much, you're amazing. Oh, you are so welcome, and thank you guys for turning up. You know, I nearly cancelled the video, so thank you for turning up, because that's just as important, and I want to share that with you all. You know, sometimes, particularly if it's our work, or it's sometimes we can get really confused in our spirituality or in our family life, and we can give, and it may not be received at the level that we want it or that we expect, and we may question who we are. I always do with these videos and everything that I offer. Trust. Just trust that the right people in the right situations will need what you have to offer. Anything else, it's not personal. Just allow the universe to work with that and let that move on. Trust what's right for you, feel into that, and you'll know. So keep showing up, keep being you, all of you, in your families, in your work, in your spirituality, because yeah, it's needed. So I'm going to read that heart portal card out for you all again. Through the portal of an open heart, we enter sacred space where creativity flows. Now remember, creativity, spirituality, work, love, money, life, right? What is calling you? Listen to this silence. The door is always open, even if it's hard to find. And what I will share is that that card and that figurine is from Belpine Art Farm, and they do some wonderful figurines. So leave this open for things to come through. Thanks, lovely. You're so spot on. I can feel a change coming. Exciting. Lovely to see you. Thank you so much. And again, you are so welcome. And thank you for showing up, because, yeah, we just got to keep trusting. Keep going. Okay, sending you all love. It's 1:30, so I'm going to go. Take care, guys. And I shall speak to you soon.